Y'all don't see shit. Hello everyone, my name is Rosie, and there is an Altoid in my mouth. I need to get this out of here. Hello everyone, my name is Rosie, and welcome back to Rosie's Rapid Record Reviews. Yeah, let's get right into this one. Today, we are going to be reviewing the newest album from hardcore punk rock band Turnstile, which just released last month, and it is titled Never Enough! Never Enough! Sorry, the title track, peak. We're just gonna get like straight into this one because I feel like this is a no-nonsense album, and obviously if you're following this channel, you know we be drawing the cover art pretty speedy on here.
You what?
Or at least we used to. Now I take like 40 minutes every time because, you know, you gotta paint up a masterpiece. But with this album, there's not much to do. I just got some fucking rainbows here. Look at that. Boom. And there's a goblin down there too, because, you know, you gotta get the rainbow goblin. You know, who knows what will happen. And we're on ultra speed with this one, so if you look over here, you'll see a double rainbow. Wow. Look at that. Wow. This album is another album in the long list of let's see what rock album Rosie gets obsessed with this year. And a couple years back, it was Hell Mode by Jeff Rosenstock. Honestly, last year, it was also probably No Dream by Jeff Rosenstock. So it's cool to get a new artist in here. And Turnstile isn't completely new to me. I have heard Glow On, but if there was a button up here that said needs to re-listen to Glow On, I'd be clicking it. I'd be clicking it, because I only remember Fly Again and Blackout and like maybe a little bit of Holiday. That's kind of in my brain somewhere. It's got that great hardcore punk rock attitude, like in tracks like Soul or Slow Dive or Dole even, where just when them drops come in and you hear, I'm going Dole, or Soul, or No One Likes a Bird, 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 Bird. Everything on here is just so damn hype. Like, I know I need to get back and listen to those ones so I can hear what everybody else is talking about. But what I've heard here is just an absolute blast to listen to, but it's not only because of those hype moments. The lighter moments on this album really make for a great dichotomy in the music, because you get something like Light Design, which is almost a shoegazy type track. The chorus is just this nice guitar riff and these long stretched out notes from the vocalist going, "Eh-oh." And it's very pretty on this album. The heaviest thing, like I said, is that guitar riff, and even that is just kind of a vibe. But then you go from something like Light Design into Dole, and Dole is just building this tension so perfectly with these phone noises going off in the background, this gargled just noise, until it fully kicks in and all the bullshit stomps out except for those drums and that guitar. You know, I'm going Dole, da 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 da. This is another one of those albums where I was just sitting here like doing this the whole time unconsciously, and it really got to my neck by the end. You know, not a safe album to be sitting down and listening to. That's why you got to jump around like this. It is hot as fuck in here, bro. And speaking of hot, we have Sun Shower, which is another blast to listen to. It's got about 2 minutes of heavier stuff like Dole and Soul. You know, Dole, Soul, Bowl, Mole, Hole. It's a fun time. But then things really slow down, and you really do get the picture of a sun shower. You can just imagine yourself after dancing, having a good time, just sweating up a storm, and you get that little trickle of rain pouring down while the sun's up. It's beautiful. And I think it really sets us up perfectly for my favorite song on this album, and the next one I'm going to talk about, Look Out For Me. And this just embodies everything I love about this album. The first half is super hype, super intensive punk rock. Every time that chorus hits, I am just losing it out here, jumping around my room. And then once that part finally ends, around like the 3.5 minute mark, we get this long, nice, vibey intro, and it builds and it builds. and finally it drops into this Jersey club type beat, and oh my god, it's something else. It feels like you just went from being in the craziest mosh pit of your life with everybody got their shirts off just running around, to going into the end of a show when the lights are dying down and they're playing the slower songs and you're just sitting there watching the strobe lights go by in your eyes. It's an incredible song. And that's something that I think Turnstile is able to do here in a masterful way. They just create so much beautiful atmosphere, like the cover art. It just feels like a clear blue sky. It's beautiful, but when it needs to build, it's got so much tension because of these slower, nice moments. And then when you finally get that hit of adrenaline, when like it drops, it's just nuts, man. It makes you want to go crazy around your room. I mentioned Fly Again from Glow On earlier, and I really enjoy that song. That was probably the first Turnstile song I really fell in love with. So when you get near the end here and you get to something like Slow Dive, I was so happy because this just feels like Fly Again's twin brother right here. Similar riffs, similar drums, but just absolutely packs a punch. You gotta get the whole neck in this, bro. It's not even just like a head thing. You need to get boom, boom, boom. I can't help myself. Before I get out of here, I would be remiss to not mention I Care, which is another one of my favorites. It's just so groovy. It's got a great bass line, and that chorus that's just a little more rock than the rest of it, I feel like it adds just a distinct feeling that a lot of other songs don't really have. It's got these funky, groovy build-up and verse sections, and then boom, rock chorus. Pretty awesome. And of course, how could I forget the title track, Never Enough? Just beautiful, man. This long, extended, like 1.5 minute intro into the build, and then when it finally hits, it's not like the rest of the album. It feels like a more laid back, just vibey, following the waves type song. I know a lot of people were kind of confused when this was the lead single, but especially after hearing the album, this is a great way to introduce it and to just get you prepared for what this album is going to throw at you. It's got heavy riffs, it's got nice, tasty drum sections, it's got great basses, but it's also got some just majestic, ethereal synth work that is going to put you into a lull, man. Sorry if I seem a little hyped up in this one. I just got finished listening to the album, so I'm in a very excited mood. You know, I'm jumping around, having a good time. I finished this pretty quick, so I just started dancing around while listening to the album after drawing it. So, yeah, thank you for watching. It's going to be nice to have a little shorter episode here for once.
Nope.
And I will see you soon. Here's my favorite bits. RRRR.